Ziggy? When did you get here?
I wish I had the
you need the
I wish I had the texture in my hair that Sadie Sink has.
Her hair was
It's
so good.
unbelievable.
Especially at the end when she was running and it was like, oh, she's so cute.
She's so cute.
I like her a lot. I'm glad she was embraced in Stranger Things.
Yeah.
Because she could have been shoehorned in and people could have rejected it.
For sure. I would like it if she were able to do something different.
She might not be ready yet.
Well, sure. At some point, I'd like her to try something different because this was very Max adjacent.
Maybe she's going for a Holland Roden thing.
All right. You want to be a Scream Queen? Be a Scream Queen, girl. I just think you're capable of a little bit more.
Go! We can end this. You swore. It's becoming a habit.
I'll survive. I will survive.
Hello, everybody. I'm Will.
And I'm Kristen.
And we're back with So I'm Watching Fear Street 1978. Woo! So we just watched it, and I didn't really take notes other than who everybody was. The first movie I had watched twice.
Okay.
And I listened to like a recap.
Okay.
So I had it a bit more on lock. The plot of this one, it's the summer camp, like the sleepaway.
It's a summer camp slasher movie.
I ended up really liking this one. It was taking me a minute.
I liked it less.
Did you like it less?
And it's only because everyone was a total dick for like 45 minutes.
I didn't fully understand some of the things that were happening. Like, I didn't really know why they were out to get Ziggy with such intensity.
Like, they literally were about to murder her at the beginning. Like, they were going to set her on fire. They burned her arm with a lighter hard.
I mean, I don't know that they were actually going to, like, set her ablaze, but they did burn her. And I was like, although that feels like that shit happened, like, willy-nilly in the 70s.
I mean, maybe.
I think, like, there were, like, hard bullies.
Okay, sure. But the issue for me is that literally everybody in this movie, including all of the authority figures, were like, well, you're a shady sider. You kind of deserve it. I was like,
I kind of like it. If we're going to do something dumb, let's lean into it.
I mean, I guess.
I also liked that they were just, like, wild animals.
Yeah.
Like, there was maybe, like, 4 19-year-olds, and it was just open season.
Yeah.
Again, felt very 70s. It felt pretty authentic.
What was the real bitchy one's name? Oh, Sheila. Yeah. She's the one who, like, burned her.
Yeah, nothing happened to her.
No, she's just knocked out in the outhouse.
Yeah, did they get her?
No, because they literally were only killing shady siders. Because it's, like, a legitimate curse.
Okay, yeah, well, that was another one of the things I missed. I was okay, well, we started off with Dina and Josh and Sam going to see Berman's?
C. Berman.
Berman's house, which was Gillian Jacobs. She was one of the survivors of this massacre, and in which she lost her sister.
Yeah.
So she tells the story. She's got clocks everywhere. They didn't really explain it other than I think it just helps her with her routine. Yeah,
she also made a comment about how time doesn't, like, the past is never past in Shadyside. And so I was like, I feel like we're getting into a time travel place. I feel like we're going to have to maybe draw a diagram.
Well, that's why I said at the end of the first one, where I was like, I will accept if they're dead, but I was like, I feel like clearly the story's not done.
Right.
And moving in a way other than backwards in time.
Sure, 100%.
It was also bold of C. Berman to have a dog, I think, and name him Major Tom, adorably Major Tom. It seems like asking for trouble if you have an ancient blood curse.
Well, it also seems like asking for trouble when you then let the children bring their possessed friend inside your house. Feel like she's going to eat that dog.
Well, he is still kicking.
Yeah, as of now.
We suppose. I liked the camp thing. That's kind of a guilty pleasure of mine. Like, I never really went to camp. I went to, like, 2 theater camps, but Andrew went to camp.
I went to lots of camp. I mean, like, a lot of it was Girl Scout camp, so it wasn't, like...
I would have been eaten alive in camp.
Well, yeah. My camps weren't integrated, so I didn't have, like, boys there. But I did go to camp almost every summer for, like, 10 years. It is a free-for-all. Also, like, 2 of my low-key favorite movie, like, Dark Horse favorite movies that no one... I mean, Wet Hot American Summer, obviously, is very popular, so people have heard of that one. But there's another one with James King and Brad Renfro and a handful of other people called Happy Campers, and it is hilarious.
What year?
Oh God. I don't know. if
Like
I'm being honest.
99 or
It's the late 90s.
so when she was just starting.
2001.
Okay.
Yeah, early. Her name is something ridiculous, and she like Pixel. Her name is Pixel, and she's like a water nymphy kind of girl. It's very funny.
She's played that role a few
Yeah.
times.
Oh yeah, Dominique Swain, Justin Long. Yeah, it's hilarious.
So, yeah, by the time we got into it, I did appreciate that. Well, we had some hot people in
Yeah.
this one. In particular, we had Tommy and
Oh God, I don't remember Kurt. I think yeah.
who
Michael Provost.
He managed to make it out too.
He is from Sunnyvale.
And Sheila wasn't, or Joan wasn't.
The one that had sex with him?
Yeah.
No.
Oh,
because
I wasn't paying attention to that.
She's the one that stood up after he made that speech, and then she was the one that was hard fucking him later and was like, see, shady ciders do it better. And then
right.
And then she started smoking his pot.
I'm not considering that we're trying to do this as like a career. I'm not great at it because both Shady Side and Sunnyvale are S words. So they just kind of lumped in my mind. And I was like, I mean, sure, it matters to them, but it doesn't matter to us. And it apparently does matter to us.
He also gives me like a young Christian Bale vibe in his headshot.
Which one is he?
He's not Tommy, Kurt. The dick one.
I mean, at least they got him naked.
We saw butt. We saw butt with the tan line.
And he was scratching it.
He was.
Pull that clip, Will. Yeah, I was really having a hard time with how Tommy got like infected until I realized that wasn't, because I was like, the first movie we had a clear explanation as to why they were chasing Sam, but then I realized that Sam and Tommy weren't in the same predicament.
Right.
It was like Sam and Sadie were in the similar predicament, and so that helped me let go of it halfway through. But I really wanted an explanation as to what Tommy did that got him infected, because the implication of the movie that I almost said vet, that the nurse attacked him just didn't feel right to me. But
well, Will made a point where she was like digging all around in the ground out by the burial sites and stuff, so she likely was like contaminated with something, and then they both like bled on each other. I feel like it was like a transference thing.
Yeah, but once I realized that, I was like, oh, right. He's the killer. It doesn't really matter. I found Alice really annoying until about the middle.
She was speaking from the back of her teeth like Clea Duvall, except for she can't do it as good as Clea Duvall. So it was really annoying me almost the whole time.
Although I did really like the running bit about the 3 guesses.
Yeah, I'll give you 3 guesses.
Because she did it 3 times.
Yeah. I liked the piece they made. I liked that like she was gung-ho at the end. Like that stuff was good, but people who talk from their teeth, it kind of bothers me.
So what was Cindy's origin story? Why was she suddenly a goody two shoes, and what was the rift between her and her sister?
She was trying so hard to distance herself from being from Shady Side that she was like, if I can be 100% perfect, I can get out of here. And then it was like, she realized that she was like, I can't get out no matter what I do. There really is a curse. Looking at Ziggy every day, it was just like a slap in the face to what she was trying to do by getting out and like having perfect grades and like having enough money and going to college and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
Was there really a point in swapping them?
What do you mean?
Well, we watched the entire movie thinking that Sadie Frost is
Sadie Frost.
Sadie Sink is
Christine.
is the dead one, that she's going to die the whole time, and then at the very end they swap it. And
no, her name is Christine, not Cindy. So her name is C. Berman.
Oh.
Yeah. Also, the clues are there. Her dog is named Major Tom. That's a Ziggy Stardust David Bowie.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because while we were watching Cindy, it was around the 7th axe to the chest.
Yeah.
That I was like, I don't know that you come back from this.
No.
And it was, they were gung-ho.
Yeah.
The violence, it's not incessant. And I mean, I personally would go as far as to say it's not gratuitous. However.
Not for this type of movie.
No.
Yeah.
But they're not shy about it.
They also mow through the kids.
Well, He straight Anakin Skywalkers those
He
kids.
really does.
And
Not the younglings.
we don't quite see it, but we see like a POV
Yeah.
of him coming at them and then like
Yeah, it's not great.
but and part of me was kind of like,
What are you gonna do?
why not?
See, that's the thing for me is like it's a lot more palatable when in camp movies, like it's before the camp opens, and so it's only the counselors who are like old enough to have consequences to their actions. These kids are like kids.
Being in the middle of the movie, which is the middle part of this trilogy, I was fine. I was like, might as well. If I'm gonna watch a movie where we're like killing children with axes, this might as well be it. If it were in a different
This
movie,
might as well happen.
if it were in a different movie where I didn't feel tonally already positioned that way,
Sure.
I might have been shocked and horrified.
Yeah.
But for this movie, I was kind of like, I mean,
What am I gonna be mad about it?
but that's what all the good ghost stories are about anyways.
Yeah,
I mean,
for sure.
those 10-year-olds are telling each other those stories. So, especially the kid with the glasses, that was,
That was so mean.
and I mean, the movie wasn't shy with the axe wounds, especially Joan, because she got it here,
Yeah.
and then bam, and
Well, and then what was his face? Gary got his whole head just sliced right off, and he's so cute. He's been gigging lately, and I like him a lot.
that was honestly the best way,
Well, sure, like
just
immediately.
lob clean off and into the toilet.
Yeah.
Insult to injury. So they found we now have two locations. We have the hanging tree,
Mhm.
and we have the burial. Well, the burial's at the hanging tree, but the hand was in a different location.
It was at the mall. It was under
That's where it ended
a
up.
different tree. No. I think the mall was built around that tree.
Yeah. But that's where the hand ended up. It didn't start there.
No. That's where the camp was, and now that's where the mall is.
And so underneath where they found the hand, where the camp was, is this cave system. So the deep mythos is that Sarah Fier was a witch and she cut off her hand because it made her sin, and then they killed her anyways, I guess, and then she cursed the town and laid a witch's mark under the ground.
Yeah, I think she cut her hand off on purpose so that she could haunt them because her
okay.
body would be separated.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which is fairly standard
Yeah.
witch procedure.
Also, good for her.
Oh no, it ended up not,
it's not.
in an early version of Fairy Tale.
But
Good for her.
also good for her. You know, they fucking tried to kill her for being a witch, and she was just, doing her witch thing.
Well, we haven't seen it yet.
That's true.
The type of witch she was.
It was perhaps too much witchiness.
But the like witch's mark is, I guess she like somehow created these like underground cave system. And there was a heart, like a beating heart.
It was like alive under there.
Yeah, and that's where
They're coming
these
from.
effigies are like, or not really.
No, they are.
Yeah.
They kind of are effigies.
They're coming from this like beating heart surrounded by flies. We have the red moss everywhere. There's no real explanation for it other than, because that's kind of what I thought maybe also could have gotten into Tommy, because they were like cleaning the
Potentially,
moss out of that stuff.
But then it only affected him, which then I think you still have to have the Nurse Lane part of it.
She is the woman who Kate left the children with in the, okay.
It's Jordana Spiro.
Yeah.
I love her.
So she tried to kill Tommy at camp, and now she's watching those two little girls.
Well, yeah. I mean,
She didn't get into much in between.
well,
that we know.
Kate's dead too, and it's been a couple days. I suspect their parents came back and got them. Hopefully, fingers crossed.
Oh, sure, but I was that scene. That's why I'm like, we're coming back around.
Yeah.
Because that was a seed that was planted that I think will sprout.
Definitely. I agree.
I will be angry if it doesn't, because otherwise, why?
She's in an episode of Kitchen Confidential.
Mhm.
Yeah, okay.
And then we had young Nick Good, who goes on to be the sheriff,
Yep.
who was in love with Ziggy, possibly questionably.
No, that's fine.
I think it was fine. They seemed to be within 2 years of each
Yeah,
other.
they're teens.
And he was aware of the stuff that happened, but just sort of. Well, did he see any magic, or did he just see carnage?
He just saw carnage, and
Okay.
he also, he's from Sunnyvale. So it's like, and he also,
It has a real Sunnydale vibe where they might not go around talking about it.
but they all know. He also has his like legacy to live up to because his dad like owns the town or some shit. And so he like, you know, he can't, she explains it and she's like, he couldn't be talking about witches and shit.
I'm also still a little bit curious of some of the others. We got some Ruby Lane backstory. We still don't know about like the highway strangler or
The boy,
the bludgeoner, or the milkman. And
I don't know that we will since the third one is in 1666, but we'll see.
I mean, I can't say that I'm necessarily clamoring for it, but I'm also curious what we might do with this property moving forward.
I was going to say, because now we've set up all these other murderers that we could find out about, but the issue on that for me is that if we unravel the entire mythos of Sarah Fier and she's the one who is like making all of this happen, then I no longer care about the other murderers because they're all just possessed by Sarah Fier, and that's like not as enticing.
I'm actually impressed because when I first heard the premise and I thought, so we're going to go here, then we're going to go here, and then we're going to go back here. And I thought, well, how is that going to be interesting? And you think, first of all, you can just deduce that, gee, I bet a witch cursed this town.
Sure.
And then they explain that a witch cursed this town. But they frankly are doing a good job of layering in mystery and what precisely that means. And from the glimpse we got of 1666, a lot of the actors are playing roles in the old-timey village.
Which I'm excited about because we're going to get Simon back, the guy who plays Simon.
I don't know how we both came out of this with a big crush on him, but
he's very appealing. He's a very appealing guy. I'm trying to think
he's
of...
not like...
I'm trying... Well, personality-wise, he's appealing. And I'm trying to... He reminds me of somebody else.
He's real world cute. I've said this a few times, but he's cute in a way that you could meet somebody like that. He's not like movie star cute.
No.
Or like...
But I think that's what makes him appealing. Yeah.
I wouldn't hate getting a couple of these guys back, even though they didn't quite have the same...
Sure.
I think it'll grow a little bit. I think it'll deepen and resonate, but I'm sort of just loving this weird, well done thing that we had no idea was coming.
Yeah.
Like,
I've had a great time. I like I said, I mean, this one was worse for me, I guess, overall, but I still really had a good time. And I also felt a little too long, but that could have been because I was not connecting with any of the characters because
I was less invested, but
like what's her face? Cindy really had to stick up her ass. And then Ziggy was like really being a pain in the ass to her. And then like,
well, it was very, it's very Sleepaway Camp where she's a carpenter's dream, flat as a board and in need of a screw.
Jesus.
Have you not seen Sleepaway Camp? We should.
Not in years and years, probably.
I think it ages poorly.
Yeah, probably.
There's some gender politics that I think aren't quite
Almost definitely
ironed out. So, all right. Well, on that note, tune in a few days, next week, whatever you're watching this for 1666. I'm excited.
Yeah, me too. I think it'll be fun.
I want The Witch by way of like hip.
Yeah.
Like Netflix.
Yeah.
So
I think that's what we're going to get.